So that's the definition. It's entrepreneurial activity between two generations, usually, as John mentioned earlier, in partnership during that succession, multi-year succession process, driven by product and process innovation, product line extensions, new markets for existing products. For example, certainly in my student body at Thunderbird, many of the business plan and opportunity assessment plan ideas that I get from my students are about taking what have previously been either local, regional, or national companies global, right? A little self-selection going on. That's why they chose to go to Thunderbird. But a lot of the business plans are about how can I take the best hand tool company in Germany global? Or how can I take the best ham company in Latin America or Spain global, right? And so all of those are contributions that a next generation can make, whether it is by products, exports, joint ventures, private equity, or partnership investments in new ventures, all of the above. Why is it important? Let me quickly go through that. In the US, approximately 60% of the GDP and 59% of the jobs are generated by family-owned companies. Worldwide, family businesses are responsible for between 60 and 90% of GDP. In the US, according to one researcher, 86% of all new jobs in the last decade were created by entrepreneurial and family-owned businesses. Which means, by the way, that if you put in the idea that family businesses are responsible for 64% of the GDP in the US, and we follow the shirt sleeves in 3 generations model that John proposed, we're putting 50% of the GDP of the US at risk with every generation. I mean, think about that. I mean, typically as an entrepreneur or family business owner, I don't think in macro terms, because the job of an entrepreneur micro is just, right, nose to the grindstone, get the job done. But think about if 2/3 of these firms are not making it, and they're responsible for 50 to 64% of the GDP, depending on country. Let's use 50% because it's easier. 50% of 2/3, 1/3 of the GDP is actually at risk in the US with every generation, if indeed we don't change the odds of successful succession. I'm here to propose that entrepreneurship is indeed a great way to, rather than obsess about succession, look at the coincidence of the needs for strategic renewal of the firm and the motivation of that next generation to want to be an entrepreneur too, rather than just mind the store.